you struggling to make your AI art look like it came straight from the pros? Well, you're not alone. Imagine creating jaw-dropping art without hours of trial and error. Think these tricks are just for the experts? Think again. In this video, I'll review the top AI tips the pros don't want you to know. I know there are a lot of resources out there. It can be super overwhelming. So one site I usually recommend that I think is pretty good, is an awesome resource, is futuretools.io. Here you can see it's been categorized from image scanning, text-to-speech, gaming, and all that stuff. And you can easily type in something like generative AI, hit enter, and then you can get a lot of different resources in different sites. If you're curious about which generative AI tools to use, personally, I really love to use MidJourney. I've been using it since V1 era, and you can see here it's probably up there. It has a pretty high vote too of like 1,700, almost 1,800. So back in the day, I can't believe I'm saying that already, the only way to use MidJourney was through Discord, but things have changed since then, and now you can easily just type in midjourney.com. You might need to use Discord in order to work on your subscriptions, but I'm pretty sure all the resources are here. Now the second thing is how to prompt, what to prompt. It can be really overwhelming in that sense too. You can easily just go to the Explore page, and here it's basically a timeline of people just sharing content they've done. For example, I've actually seen this online before, and this is actually a pretty popular series that someone had made of, aerial selfies of these monuments all over the world. And if you want to see something like that, all you can do is just click on that. And then over here on the right side, you have the actual prompt. So you can actually, it can be easy as just clicking that in really, and then you can hit enter. Or what you can do is just click on prompt. And then prompt here gives you the entire prompt with the parameters at the end. You'll notice things something like dash dash with a code. So there's dash dash AR, which means aspect ratio. And this is in 9:16, pretty much a phone ratio, or like a wallpaper for a phone. And then stylize, and this one is set to 200, and it can go and range from 0 to 1,000, 0 being less emphasis and configuration from the MidJourney model, to 1,000 is like hyper stylized and can really give you varied results. The last one over here is dash dash V. That's the version of the model that's being used, and the latest one they have so far is version 6.1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit enter, and then let's just see how that looks. And if you go into create mode is actually where you can see your own personal pieces that you've been creating and generating so far. And you can see in real time how it's being made through the magic of diffusion. So there's 76%, 96% completed, and boom, already you're getting some interesting results. Every time you do enter in a prompt, you always do get 4 different variations. And what you can do with these variations is the one that you like the most, you can choose either a variance of subtle or strong. So if I hit subtle and strong, you'll start to see that it'll give me 4 more variations of this that looks slightly different. You can just see maybe the expressions or the eyes. Here's version 1, 2, a little bit mean, a little bit zombie eyes there, and so on. If you go into strong, then you get much different posing, but still the same subject matter, which are pretty interesting too. So you can see how easily you can get into a rabbit hole of just variations in subtle and strong once you find an interesting image to work off of. So make sure not to sleep on Explore, because just looking through the timeline, you can be constantly inspired by so many amazing things that people are making. And it can be just as easy by clicking on the T for the prompt, and it shows you up there like that, or the image. And there is where you can actually put the image as a reference for something else. Style references, SREF. Let's just take this image over here. Let's say we really like the vibe and the aesthetic of what's going on over here. You can easily just click and drag it and put it into the box up here. And then you have 3 options at the top. And it's, first one is character ref, dash dash C ref. This one over here is style ref, dash dash S ref. And then you have this one over here is just the image prompt. And that basically uses the actual image as the full reference. So what I want to show you first is style references. And what that will do is it will reference literally the style that you're looking for. So let's do this. I'm going to take this full image, I'm going to put it in there, I'm going to click on style reference, and the prompt is actually the Statue of Liberty aerial selfie. And we're just going to hit enter. Let's just see how that looks. And you'll also see that it's stylized at 200. So I'll do another variation by 400, and then another one at, let's say, 7, and one more at 10,000. And then you can see how varied the stylizations and how much it actually influences the image of what you're creating. And I really recommend doing this for anything that you're exploring, because you really want to understand the range of stylization and how much it can really influence it. So looking at this already, you know, we have a lot of, let's look at this image one more time. We have a lot of pastel colors, a bit sparkly, a bit kitschy, cutesy. And then we can see how it actually affected this, almost like a porcelain ceramic statue rather, which is pretty cute. And then here, this is stylized 400. And then this is stylized 700. Actually, I like her smile over there. That's really cute. And the last one, stylized 1000. Very, very interesting. That's cool. So I'm going to put this one here too. I'm going to put some random ones. I'm going to click on sref again, the paperclip. Let's do this one. 3. And let's get one more over here. Let's get something that's a bit wild and different. How about this? Just for the sake of differences. And I'm going to hit that on the paperclip, and we're going to hit enter. And then we'll start to see how all of these images can really influence the prompt. And you can have so much fun combining, mixing, and a lot of experimentation. These are really funny. That's so funny. That's nightmare fuel, which is what I love. But you can see already, you know, we're getting some interesting influences here. So another thing that's super powerful about style references is that there are almost billions and millions of different styles available on MidJourney. I can easily type something like a photo of a woman, and then I'm going to type in --sref, and then I'm going to hit random. And when I hit random, we're going to start seeing a result that could be different from a normal view. We'll start to see what it developed, and then you'll see a code over here, and this is a completely randomly generated code. And you'll notice that with this code, this is the style, like the innate style that's made from this particular sref. If I were to take this and put it in here, let's do this. I'm gonna just take that out. And then I'm actually gonna put it without any style reference at all. We're just gonna put that in here for the Statue of Liberty, for the sake of following that. And then we can see, just based above this, how much of that style ref is going to be influencing the prompt. And here you can see how much of that style reference code can influence what the image of the prompt will look like. Here at the bottom, I'm just going to show you what it looks like as a stylized 1000 over here, where like the model takes most of that, which is kind of cool. And here's the one where it has no style reference at all. It's just at 0. And it's a little bit more literal in comparison, much more straight of fact, but this is where you can get pretty interesting results. Now, I'm going to just show you some more examples with sref. I mean, we can go forever with sref because there's so many different variations, but I just want to show you. If I do sref random, so --sref random, and then at the end, I'm going to type in --r, which means repeat. And I want to ask it to repeat this prompt 5 times. And what this will do is it will give me 5, you can see here, 5 different prompts that are the same, but the sref is different for each one. Sref over here, we can see it's a little bit more, maybe like watercolorish. The colors are very distinct here as well. Even these ones too, much more clear. This feels like an outdoor photo, or something you might find in a magazine. These ones very muted. It also changes the subject matter too in terms of ethnicity, which is interesting. Here's another one too. This is actually a really cool one that I really love. It's like kind of weird, a little bit 3D, very, very stylized too. And here's an interesting one too. Look at that. That's really beautiful. These colors. It's like almost like an infrared quality. So you can just see the power of SREF can change so much and get so many variations, especially when you're just using a simple prompt like a photo of a woman. So let's do one more test where if you want to use this prompt, let's say for example, all you have to do is at the bottom over here, you can click on use, which is the T, it stands for the prompt. And then what I want to do is I want to add another SREF. So I really like this one over here, so I'm going to just click over here. That one, and boom, you can see it added both of those codes. Just make sure if you ever add some yourself, there is a space in between them. And let's hit enter and see what happens. Very, very interesting results over here. A bit more realistic, but still keeping those kind of pastel colors, a bit more, little bit more noise, a little bit more faded there compared to the other one. This is much more realistic, but you can even see how the accessories and styles is very influenced from the two. And even type of the characters as well. And the cool thing about this too is you can combine so many SREFs together. I'm going to do one more time, and let's choose this one over here with the coloring. So I'm going to click on this SREF, and then you can see we have 3 different sets of SREFs. You can go crazy with that. And I'm also going to try Stylized 1000. Let's see how extreme those influences can be. And just look at that. With those combinations of those 3 SREFs, we're getting into much more interesting nuanced stylization. Really beautiful details, and things like a lot of realism, maybe based on each SREF's strengths, and some weirdness stuff. And that's probably because I put stylized to like 1000. So this brings me to the next thing that we can really use that's pretty powerful, which is character ref, --c ref. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to drag this character, and I'm going to click now on the profile icon, --c ref, otherwise known as character ref. Now let's see what happens if we take this prompt and add this character in here. I'm curious. And then here you can see that this character that we actually use as a character reference is now being influenced into that prompt. And obviously it's not necessarily the Statue of Liberty, which might mean that we need to adjust the stylization or some other parameters, but you can start to see how you can get some pretty interesting character consistency in any projects or products that you're working on. I'm going to try one more time with Stylized 1000. And there's also another code that you can use when you're making character references is --CW, which just means character weight. How much of that influence of the character should look or will look like. I think it goes up to 100. You can start to see at least here, once I stylize it up a bit, it's changing the face a bit, which is kind of funny. She looks like she's on shrooms or some type of edibles, which is interesting. And you can do something as easy as this. We find this interesting, beautiful pose of a character doing this, and then we'll go back into create, and then we're going to take that same character, we're going to put it in there, and we're going to hit character reference. Let's see how that looks. I'm going to adjust the prompt on this one a little bit because you'll see something here that says --chaos 35, and chaos actually influences how diverse or different each image will look. So it can go pretty high up, I think over 500 at least. And the higher it is, the more diverse each 4 results you're going to get. So I'm going to just take that out. And then it says weird. Oh my gosh, weird is at 1300 rather. And weird, hopefully self-explanatory. The higher the parameter of that, the more weird your images will look. And I just want to keep it to super simple. No weird, no chaos. Let's try that one more time. And while that's happening, let's look at the results here. So this is really cool, right? We're getting the same character, and we're getting some really cool, funny results, like whose fingers that is. She must have a really long arm or something. This is a really cool one too, right? I really love how it feels like a flash camera, much more realistic. Look at the detail on the fingernails. Like, that's really, really interesting to see in these textures. Just by playing through the Explore page, we can see all the different ways of using MidJourney to create character references and style references. And also, if you're ever lost on wanting to create specific prompts besides from just going on the Explore page, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity.ai, Grok are really good for creating prompts. You can just do it something as easily as just typing in there, hey, I'm looking for some help in creating prompts for images, let me know. On the left side, you also have Explore GPTs, where it's basically an app store for customized GPTs people have made. One customized ChatGPT app that I made here is called Visual Architect. I personally made it for myself to help with posting and creating images on social media, and anyone can use it too. So you can do something like create some prompts for me to generate with MidJourney. It doesn't even have to be that. Different scenarios and concepts. And obviously you can even get much more detailed and very specific for your intentions. But just like that, it'll give you a bunch of different ones. So we'll just take some of these for example, like fantasy realm, a celestial market, a sprawling market floating on glowing clouds illuminated by bioluminescent lanterns and celestial light, alien merchants with intricate robes, etc., etc. I'll just take some of these and let's put it into MidJourney. I'll take that first one there. Just looking at the title, see some ones that are just different. Modern Surrealism Floating Metropolis. And we'll do one more. We'll do Alien Coral Reef Civilization, just because that's pretty diverse and different from the other ones. Okay, enter. In short, there are tons of ways to explore. You can never run out of ideas. I think the most challenging part is to choose an idea and then really hold on to it and go further into that concept and create something interesting out of it. So this is pretty cool. Out of that first prompt, here's another cool one. And then from here, like I used, let's say we can even then go into those style references that we had done, right? So I can go back into here. I can get the style reference by clicking on it. I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go back into this one and put in that style reference code. And maybe even this one too, just to see. See, and looking at putting in, look at the difference in how much power an SREF has. This is the same prompt, had zero stylization, something as No Man's Sky, kind of like a generic indie stylization of a world, and then putting in here with an SREF, and you can get so many, like that looks beautiful to me. That looks really, really cool, and you can see how much more interesting content and visuals you can get out of that. This one too is great. And it's still keeping in that kind of infrared, kind of glowing, hot pinkish colors. That's a really cool one too. And another thing I think that's super powerful in MidJourney is the personalize. This just came out recently, and what you can do is teach MidJourney about what you find beautiful, it says. And you can start by just clicking over here, which is create a standard profile, and it will give you 2 side-by-side images, and you can hit either 1 for the left image, 2 for the second on the right, or 3 to skip it. And every time you do this, it's actually building a personalized code based on your personal preferences. So for example, 1 for this one, 1, 2, 2 for this one, let's say 2, ooh, that's a bit creepy. Let's just say 3 to skip it. Actually 1 is cute. 2 is cool for the textures. A lot of interesting stuff. 2, 1, 1, and so on. And then if you keep doing a lot, at the top you can see profile number 7, 14 out of 40 to unlock profiles. So let's do that. So I'm going to keep going until we can reach 40 to get a brand new personalized code. And then we're going to reach to 39. Let's choose the... Actually, for some reason, the left one looks interesting. Although the second was pretty epic. And just like that, look, you unlocked this profile. So what's interesting about this too is you can start to make your own mood board, meaning you can click on this and you can start to add a lot of different images to build a stylization mood board. For example, here, the one I have is on a project I've been working on called Miasma. It's been ongoing. It kind of has this J-horror, very weird Silent Hill-ish aesthetic, which I personally love. And I just basically fed it the images of some of the results I've been getting, while I've been exploring this. So you can look at this based on that voting process I had done earlier. You can see the differences a little bit more cleaner, I would say. Interesting, really beautiful results still. I really like this one. And what we can even do is you can do something as easy as taking, for example, someone wrote here, close-up shot of a woman holding a light green bottle of facial cleanser labeled Dieu Baptisme Gentle Foaming Facial Gel Cleanser Fragrance Free. Instead, you can put in, for example, MidJourney, and I can put in AI art secrets, something like that. And this is really interesting. Now we can see we have our own personal product of MidJourney AI art secrets in a bottle. But sometimes if you just want to edit here in MidJourney, you can do something as easily as going to editor here by clicking on editor. And then you can, if you're using a PC, you can use your middle mouse button to scroll up and down for bigger brush or less. And then you can select the area that you want to adjust. So let's see how well this works. I'm just going to take that out. And I'm just going to change the aspect ratio a little bit to 3:2. Let's do 16:9. And let's check again to see if that will work. MidJourney AI art secrets. Some interesting results over here. Obviously, it keeps the same character in there and it just changes what the outside ones I had changed. Let's try this one. I'm going to just put in there. And I'm just only going to put in art secrets. AI art. There we go. It's getting a little bit better there now, right? So you can always just go into editor and then you can select an area and start to just edit away. Sometimes you can get in a trap of constantly going to rabbit holes of subtle variations and subtle differences, but sometimes it's great to just stick to one image because 98% or 95% of it looks great. It's just that small mistake. Just keep going into editor or using Photoshop or anything you feel comfortable to make those proper edits. And then anytime you find an image that you really do like, all you can do is at the top right over here, just click on this little icon to download, click on that, and then you can download the image. And also, if you want to take this a step further, there are a lot of AI video programs out there. One that I really enjoy using is Hailuo. Hailuo, is that how it's called? Please forgive me. AI, and what you can do is, it can be as simple as taking that image you downloaded, dragging it over here. And you know what we could even do is take the original prompt, I'm gonna copy that, and then you can just put it in here. And then quality or quantity, I'm gonna choose 2 variations. I'm gonna hit create, and then you can see over here that you can collect and create. I'm gonna also do another variation where I have nothing in there at all, but I can type in something as easy as natural movement, girl staring into camera, smiling, product advertisement. And let's get one of those. Another interesting feature since we're using Hailuo is they have something called subject reference, and you can click on the subject reference. Let's keep using the same character because I think that's just as cool. We'll do one where we put her in here, and then we'll hit click to create this, and it basically works just like MidJourney character reference except with video, which has been super challenging before. And it's just getting better all the time with these different programs and getting more consistency with characters in the world. And I feel like the better and more refined these tools get, the more immersive it can be by having the same characters, which has always been a huge challenge for generative AI when creating content. Another thing we can do, since we're using this character space and we're going into videos, let's take the original picture of her, which was this one. I'm going to click on download, and then I'm going to take this one out and let's put the original image of her in there. And from here, let's take the prompt, and for the prompt, I'm going to change it to AI art secrets. And let's just see how well this works with Hailuo. Pretty cool, you know. Looks like she's actually talking. We can actually see the visuals of what's being shown here. It's crazy the uncanny valley we've been going over. And I put a little more variations to see. Very cute. Looks like she's actually talking to the camera here. This one is without the prompt. I love her smile, a bit cheeky. And here's one with just the subject reference. And this one is only... That's kind of cool. It almost came out pretty good. MidJourney AI art sequences, but pretty well done in terms of natural movement, staring into the camera. And this one looks pretty close to the actual girl from the video. AI SART. But just like that, pretty interesting workflow you can get into to play around with stylization, character references in MidJourney, adding text into it, and then converting into a video to make something like this. And to take this video even one step further is we're going to add some voice to it. So I'm going to go to another app here called Runway. And Runway has an amazing tool here called Act 1, where you can generate expressive character performances inside Gen-3 Alpha or Gen-3 Alpha Turbo. And as you can see over here, I just put a video of myself posing and just saying welcome, like, and subscribe. And I uploaded the video here at the bottom. And then I just hit generate. This is also a pretty powerful tool to use. I've used it in a lot of different videos, and it's really awesome considering, you know, as an actor for film and TV, I love to do acting, motion capture and everything. And in the future, I love to do a film, you know, starring myself and putting all these interesting characters and performances. So this is another great tool that you can add into your tool set to really make some interesting, amazing videos with some awesome results. So let's see how this sounds. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So obviously I don't want her to have that voice. So here's the next step workaround to this. What you can do next is go into a website called Elevenlabs.io. It's probably important that I show this step as well. What I'm doing is I'm going to isolate the voice out of the video. So I just went into my Premiere Pro. I'm going to just hold Alt on the clip over here and hit delete. So I only have the audio of my voice. And then I'm going to go into Export Media and Preset. I'm going to bring it down to MP3. And I'm just going to call it AI Model Voice. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go into Elevenlabs.io. Has a great assortment of voices, and you can do things like text-to-speech, voice changer, sound effects, and even more. Before we even go into voice changer, we're going to choose a right voice. And I think this first one is going to be perfect.
Wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been.
Great. Bubbly, it says, sweet bubbly young woman's voice, perfect for bright fun commercials. It's exactly what we want. I'm going to go to add to my voices here. And then I'm going to hit use. And then I'm going to go into dropping in that audio that we had, which was this one over here. Let's try that. And let's just see how this sounds.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
That sounds pretty good to me. I'm going to click on download. I'm going to go back into my Premiere Pro project. I'm going to just hit Control Z so that we have that in there. And now I'm going to take that new audio. I'm going to drag it in. And I'm going to replace this one. We'll just mute that. And let's see how it looks.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And so what we shared today was really just the surface of what else you can do and how powerful these workflows and tools can be. So if you liked this video, please give it a like, share, comment, subscribe, and let other people know, because I'm looking forward to sharing so much more amazing content and how to really unlock your creative potential. Thanks for watching.